Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price this Thursday. This is probably the most important video that you can watch about Bitcoin's price in the next 24 hours. This is going to be a momentous moment because notice how after the FOMC meeting yesterday, we are now seeing the DXY test this macro structural resistance level that dates back to 2011. Why is this a big deal? This could affect not just the Bitcoin price, but traditional markets as well. And this could be a macro change in the dynamics of the market. We're already seeing this in Japanese markets. For those that have been tuned into the Snipers channel for quite some time, you know this is a 4-dimensional channel, which means that we don't just cover the Bitcoin price, but we cover the dynamics outside of the Bitcoin price that affect the cryptocurrency market, like international markets. And we're seeing something today that could potentially give us an early indication as to what the short-term price action could look like in the immediate short term. Notice how what we're seeing right now with the Japanese markets is a test of the 100-week moving average. For the first time since 2020, we have not come down to this 100-week moving average. And this isn't just on this weekly candle. This happened literally with this last daily candle that just closed here less than 12 hours ago. And notice how the S&P 500 have yet to react to this price action in Japanese markets. We didn't see further downside, but does that assume that we could potentially see further downside for the S&P 500 as it's consolidating below the 200-day moving average? If this scenario happens, of course, we know Bitcoin being extremely correlated to the S&P 500 could certainly also see some potential downside. I know BitBoy Crypto said a $10,000 price target for Bitcoin in this bear market with an 85% retracement potentially. And so I'm not going to fear monger. You guys know we're extremely neutral on this channel. I'm a Bitcoin bull, but I'm always going to give you guys the most neutral and unbiased opinion. Remember to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm if you guys appreciate this type of content and these quick updates. But I want to first dive into this Bitcoin analysis. Before we get into some other dynamics of the market, notice how with Bitcoin right now, we have a range that we're playing, and we had a daily candle close with sort of a bullish tail above the $36,500 level. Notice how this daily candle looks very nice here for Bitcoin from this close, but we're still below 38,000 US dollars. And so we've certainly bought some time here inside of this range. And the question is this a downside move with a potential continuation move that's going to bring Bitcoin down to see further downside towards the $25,880 level, which would be our first downside target if we breach 34,788. So 34,788 hourly and 4-hour candle confirmations below that level, 25,880 comes on the table. I believe we'd breach the $29,000 low that we saw in July of 2021 if that happens. But let's say we see candles hourly and 4-hour. We've yet to get any 4-hour full candles above 38,000. That is what the bulls need right now to get Bitcoin out of this position of potentially seeing price levels back below 30,000. So that's not a surprise for those that have been tuning in the channel. Let's quickly look at how some of these micro time frames have been looking here for Bitcoin to see if we can get some hints as to whether or not we're going to be seeing a move to the upside or downside. Of course, notice how so far we have finally started to see 6-hour institutional volume coming in for Bitcoin, but we've yet to really see the price action follow through with the institutional volume. And so what we're really looking for at this point with the inverse head and shoulder pattern invalidated is whether or not this is going to be a bearish flag to see continuation to the downside. Anytime we get below 36,500, the likelihood that we see further downside becomes more and more probable. And so the same way that we flirted with the $41,950 area and $44,800 before seeing further downside, the same rule applies to what's happening right now for Bitcoin. The longer we're below 38,000, the higher the likelihood that we see further price levels to the downside. And so at this point, we need to get above 38,000. It's not a surprise, and it's nothing new for anyone at this point that Bitcoin needs to see some bulls step in the immediate short term if we're not going to see any further downside. But if we do see Further downside, 25,880 is going to be my downside target. I'm going to address the bears and the bulls on this channel. I'm never just going to give you guys a one-sided opinion. And with that being said, the altcoin market's not really doing anything significant that I want to talk about today, but the biggest puzzle piece so far is the DXY pushing up to potentially test a macro structural resistance level in the next 24 to 48 hours. If the DXY sees continuation, that's going to change the market dynamics for the macro, and that could affect us for months, if not years, in the immediate long term. And so I'm going to update you guys with that tomorrow. Remember to smash the like button for the value if you guys want more of these quick updates. And with that, that's all I have to talk about today. Those are the puzzle pieces that we have to keep in mind. Japan already starting to fall. S&P 500 hasn't followed yet. Are we seeing an early reaction to what's going to happen to the rest of the market? We'll find out here in the next 24 to 48 hours. Thank you all for tuning into the Snipers channel today. Remember, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys have yet to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Snipers.